And here we go. We are live. What's going on, everybody? How you doing out here, out there in YouTube world, Facebook world, whatever world, digital platform you live on? That sounds scary to say. But current FM family, what's up? Um, we got with us a very, very special guest. David Leonard's here with us. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, first of all, dude, you're making me want to chill. I feel like I had too much coffee. You making and I know one of your most favorite things to do is do interviews all day. I, I, I know that there's nothing better than saying the same thing over and over again all
I love
day.
it. There's there's nothing like it.
This is what you signed up for when you decided to go become an artist. It was like, hey,
It
man, I mean,
it is. This should be a ride at Disney. Like they should make this something that people have
oh,
to do.
oh man, what's the question that you get most of the time? Is it that question?
Man, well, no, I mean, I don't know. It's all kinds of things. My favorite Bible verse. I don't know. It's all over the place.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got that has to be annoying. So, what's your favorite Bible verse? I'm kidding.
I was like, you're definitely gonna ask me that.
No, yeah, but
Uh,
I gotta admit, I gotta tell you, man. Um, I can tell. Off air, I was telling him, I said, "Man, you got soul." Man, I gotta be honest with you, man. When I hear you sing, I can tell that you definitely love music. I gotta know who some of your influences, and I hope that's not one of those questions. But dude, you have such a soulful sound, and I just respect that so much. Where do you get your influence from?
Thanks, man. I mean, yeah, I grew up listening to a lot of different stuff. I mean, a lot of singer songwriters, but then like uh, James Taylor, the Eagles, Jackson Brown kind of thing when I was a kid. But then went to college and found Otis Redding and Bill Withers and Al Green and all this stuff and Stevie Wonder and like
No, for
just like
sure.
soul singers, people who believed what they sang in, and um, yeah, I mean, I would say I probably pulled the most influence from that, like Otis for real, for sure, and Bill, like I loved what they did, and I just fell in love with that kind of um, way to be able to present music, presenting it in a way that just made you know exactly what I'm feeling inside, and um, I think that's I think that's the only way to do this stuff is to be so vulnerable and so honest, and I love that.
Yeah. When did you know that something changed? That you're not just a local artist anymore in your community. That just like this my music is taking off across the country.
I'm still waiting for that feeling to know that it changed. I don't know. I mean, I think it's seasons,
Where's
man.
my
It's like
check?
I don't know. It's like you know, you wait your entire life to get to the top of the mountain, and you get to the top of the mountain, and then you look over and you see a bigger mountain, and like, so it's always this feeling of never reaching the top, and I think I'm just so thankful that I've got to do this for so long. I've been in Nashville for 17 years now, um, and the fact that I'm still getting to do this stuff blows my mind.
I mean,
I
17
I've
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. I mean, that's huge, and you've been committed to this for such a long time. You've seen genres change. You've seen music change. How did you remain yourself when all these changes? I mean, I gotta imagine that it's like I gotta stay relevant. Like that becomes the chase. Like
Yeah.
staying relevant. But you've always seemed to be like yourself no matter what.
Yeah, man. I think that that comes from a lot of failing at that at the same time. I think a lot of years I tried to be a lot of different things, and then I had a lot of people just speak things into my life of going, hey, like it's okay just to be you. And I have a wife that speaks that into my life every day, and I think it's still a struggle. I think it's really easy to look at some people and go, man, I wish I could do that, or wish this, and I think this year for me has been about putting on blinders and just running. You know, I'm so thankful for what the Lord's doing in my life, and I want to be thankful for what's going on in my friends' lives, but I also want to focus in and just kind of run.
Yeah, man, I get it. Now, I do got to ask you this: you the internet has definitely changed the music industry where it went from CD sales and then I don't know how old you are, but
Yeah, I'm 40, man. I
it's
I remember.
you you're like, I remember, like, man, those good old days. You used to sell CDs, and now the of course that's changed, and people are downloading music, and I'm big on supporting faith-based artists, and how do we support artists now that has changed, that CDs are no longer here? What can we do now to be a better support to artists? Because I mean, we need you guys empowered, we need you guys inspired, we need you guys, to be at home writing so you can help us uncrazy ourselves.
Yeah, I
What can
mean,
we do to be better supports?
I think come to shows. You know, I think coming out to shows, bringing us to your town, telling your friends about us, like um, supporting us online, like whether it's sharing videos or sharing when stuff comes out, or
Yeah,
you know, the majority of us all have stores online where you can actually buy physical CDs and um, buy T-shirts and all that kind of stuff. I think it's just like, you know, whenever I grew up, we used to just like engulf ourselves in an artist. It's like you knew everything about what was coming out. You had every concert shirt you could get, like, and I just don't know if that's a thing anymore. And so I think it's just, if we could get back to that, I think it could be a really really sweet time in music, especially with the way we can get music out these days. It's like
oh man, that's
we
a
you
perfect
can
storm.
you can get so much content out, so many videos that you've never seen before, and it's a really fun time, man.
Yeah, yeah, and and I love the fact that when back in our day, back, back in our day, you didn't get to know a lot about the artists. Everything they had, it was all through the magazine. But the fact that we can connect on social media, the fact that we can connect on Instagram, I think that's really cool. That fans and people who have been impacted by music can really connect with the fans and the artists and create that kind of culture. What are
Yeah.
some of the things that you mentioned before? You said that a lot of the success came from a lot of failure. You know, what are some of the things that you as an artist, have to go through that makes being an artist challenging? Because I know that when you're a true artist, you want to just make music, right? That's what you want to do. And then there's this other stuff, like say sitting around doing interviews. What are some of the
um,
challenges that you have to overcome within yourself to achieve this goal?
I mean, I think that's like when you meet people like you who actually have a vested interest into what this is. Like, I think that's the most meaningful thing. Like, that's incredible to me. Like that, I could do all day long. Like when you're talking to people who actually love this stuff and appreciate this stuff, uh, it's incredible, man. Like it is. We live in a day and age where you can connect with anybody you want to. I think
Yeah,
some of the biggest challenges for me is just like is that game of comparison. That has been like my biggest struggle through the years of constantly comparing myself to somebody else or to the blessings that somebody else is getting. And I'm just done with that, man. Like I can't live my life like that. God doesn't want me. He doesn't desire me to live my life like that. What he's doing for one of his kids is not the same thing for me, and I am learning how to be appreciative of what the Lord's given me. And, um, yeah, that's been my toughest thing through the years, man.
I've heard a lot of artists that deal with that, uh, and it's it's interesting because at the same time, I know that when you get on stage and you're worshiping and you're seeing the impact that you're making in people's lives, it's almost like that goes away. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
yeah, it goes away, and then it's almost like you have to walk. You know, when you get off stage, you walk back into it, like, oh, what could I have done better? Do you think you're
yeah,
your hardest critic?
yeah.
You hard on
Absolutely,
yourself?
absolutely, every day.
Yeah, a lot of artists, you're like, I could have made this better. Well, I want to let you know that I think that you are one of the greatest artists of all times.
Bro, come on.
You really do. No, I mean that, and I'm not saying that just because. I'm not saying it for any other reason than I can feel your heart when you make music. I can feel again that soulfulness. That's why I said, man, you got soul, brother. And to find
Mhm.
out that the reason for that is that you actually fell in love with the sound of like the heartbeat that made America, like
Yeah,
that soulful music that a lot of people don't know about.
yeah,
Especially, yeah, they would, because we didn't have especially with the racial divide and the music divide. So you really didn't fit in the box at a very young age.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I was, I grew up in Southeast Arkansas, uh, which you know, it has its own challenges. We were talking about the South, man, and it's like it's just crazy times, and
Yeah,
even crazier. Even the links that we've come in the last couple of years is insane. But to think about my childhood and things that I saw and the things that were going on, and I'm so thankful that I had parents that um, just simply loved people. And I learned that from a very, very early age, um, from my parents and from my grandparents, which is such a rarity in the South.
right.
And man, I just like I've sat with my grandfather and I've gone, man, why are you the way that you are? Why do you love? Because I have seen differently in my friends' family and things like that, and um, I'm just thankful that God has done the things that He's done in my family,
You, you,
which didn't come with its own struggles, but
yeah,
I'm thankful, man.
it's amazing. Yeah, I saw where you were from, and I just got back. Maybe I just got back. I said like a few days ago. I went on a peace walk across America
Wow.
uh, with a friend, British Malone, and we were carrying these signs. This peace. It was right during the time of COVID, and we just wanted to encourage people. We walked from Florida. Okay, that's not true. He walked from Florida to Pensacola, Florida to Vancouver, Washington. I met
Wow.
him in Arkansas, and
Wow.
there we went to Harrison, Arkansas,
Yeah.
which
Good
has a
luck.
reputation. Harrison, Arkansas has a reputation, but we got
Yeah.
to sit down with the leader of the KKK.
Wow.
And, and we had this great conversation about racial reconciliation and ministry. And God is really moving on people's heart, people you never thought. And there's this movie, Jesus Revolution, coming out
Yeah.
where it
Yeah.
talks about God moving on. There's the Chosen that's out here. Uh, Christian music is taking the world by storm like never before. Uh, do you think we're going to see, this great awakening happen where, like you said, there are things that you saw yourself growing up? By the way, elks are huge, and I know they're in Arkansas. Like elks are, I thought elks were like deer. They're not. I had to throw that out there. I was terrified. I was like, it's a dinosaur. It's not. I don't know. They're like, I'm thinking elks are like, man, have you ever seen one? Because I know you're from Arkansas.
I mean, I've seen the elks. I didn't know we had elks in Arkansas though.
Oh, dude, those things are huge.
We got some
They're
big
huge.
old deer, but I don't know if we had any elks.
I hope that wasn't a deer. I thought it was a duck for sure. Like, yeah, that is the real deal. But anyway, the reality is that there's a lot of movement going on in the body of Christ. Do you think we're on the verge of seeing a spiritual awakening?
Man, I mean, even looking what's going on in college campuses right now with Asbury and you know Sanford, all these colleges that are having these revivals, and uh, they're not being led by these great movements. They're not being led by these celebrities. They're being led by people who are just hungry for God. I think that's what's ahead. Um, I think it's just simply people gathering together and acknowledging Christ, and um, I think it's beautiful, and I pray that it continues ahead.
How did you like when did you know that this music thing was what you were gonna do? Like this is what my life's gonna be about.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I still know. Like it's one of those things that's like, I'm just thankful for where I am and what I get to do. Um, I think growing up where I grew up, and going through the things that I went through, I think I'm just thankful that I'm here.
Yeah.
I never thought this could be a reality. I never thought I could travel for a living. I never thought I could write songs for a living. Never thought I could produce records for a living. Like, wasn't even in the cards. And so to be able to do this, I'm just blown away.
Yeah. One of the things I think about is uh, the amount of the challenges that, first of all, being an artist, it's so serious because you guys have to do a lot. I mean, there's not just traveling, but there's time away from the family. How do you manage that balance when you have a massive tour schedule? How do you manage that
Yeah,
balance?
man. I think some days are easier than others. Um, yeah, obviously with FaceTime and stuff like that, it's made it a little bit easier and made it, able to be able to stay in contact with everybody at home. And I'm just thankful for the technology that's allowed us to do that kind of stuff.
Sorry about that. We lost power for a second. That was weird. Hello? Hey, hey, what's up? Let me give you a call back, all right? Doing an interview. All right. Hey, yo. Uh, let's see here. When we were interrupted, I had a, I don't know what just happened, but we lost power for a second. Um, looks like everything's fine up here. Okay, cool. That was weird. Uh, hopefully he comes back. Hopefully he comes back. So anyway, we were interviewing David Leonard, who is an amazing artist. He's one of the best artists of all times. You guys got to check his music out. Just a wonderful spirit, wonderful heart. Um, And I'm telling you, it musicians like him, the musicians that we've been interviewing lately, like Kane and Taylor Kane and David Crowder, and in a few minutes we're going to be interviewing Matthew West. But um, I the hold on one second. Let's see here. All right. So yeah, make sure you guys check out David Leonard. He's actually got a he actually had to go, but we did lose power. I apologize for that. We'll get another interview. Uh, uh, yeah, we're gonna set up another interview. And but right now we're about to bring on Matthew West. So stay tuned.